The next generation of games are here, and Assassin's Creed leads the charge. This time in the bonus round, producer Jade Raymond takes us inside the game's development. What was left on the cutting room floor?
We really thought it would be great to have co-op in the game.
And was it a challenge to make the game for the PS3 and Xbox 360?
PS3 is really, with its cell architecture and stuff, it's a whole different thing.
We've got the answers right here in the bonus round. Hey everybody, welcome back to the bonus round. I'm Jeff Keighley, and this time we're talking about Assassin's Creed, one of the most anticipated games of the year. And joining me is Jade Raymond, the producer of Assassins. So Jade, when we left off last time, we were talking about the 3-year development process of making this game. Now, in creating any game, there are things you have to cut out. There are those, harsh decisions a producer has to decide, get rid of this level or get rid of this move.
Yeah, the job of a producer is to be a bad guy.
So tell me about some of the bad guy moments making this game.
Well, I think initially there's only one big chunk that we decided not to do that I still think would have been great, but we would have been completely insane if we had done it, which is we really thought it would be great to have co-op in the game. And, because it would be fun if you had an assassin helping you out, and, especially if you could do the acrobatic moves and free running with another assassin. And we looked at that and we were like, oh my God, that would take a huge amount of time to get that right, and what do you do, split screen, all that stuff. So we had to say no co-op in the first one anyway.
Who was the other assassin going to be? Do we know?
I'll let Patrice talk about that. I don't want to give away his ideas. I don't know what he wants to say.
All right, so if there's a sequel or something else down the road, that's something you guys would definitely think about.
I think that could be really interesting. Yeah.
And multiplayer, obviously, for that then too. Is
right.
Like the idea of multiplayer assassins,
Yeah.
But. So that was the toughest thing. Anything else that you had to sort of take out that was like something, I'm wondering, like, the concept when you stepped in 3 years ago with those 8 people, is the concept at all different? I mean, were there things you tried that just didn't work, or?
There's one of the parts of, making a game at Ubisoft is you first get a mandate, then what you start doing is fake game footage. And that's where you make kind of a movie that feels like you want the final game to feel like. And usually you make it, impossibly good, like nice graphics and impossibly like a ton of gameplay, and you really go all out. And then you spend the rest of production kind of trying to deliver that. And usually your game never ends up looking as good as that fake footage. And one thing that I'm really proud of the team for is actually when we look at that now, all of the gameplay we had in our fake footage video is in the game, including the horse and all of the combat and stuff like that. And it actually looks better in the game than it did in our fake footage. So I think that's pretty cool.
And you guys started, I guess, doing this for PlayStation 3, right? Because, for a while it was going to be like a Sony exclusive, and then it became on Xbox. How was that a challenge doing like 2 systems at once when you had planned, potentially just to do PS3?
Well, we definitely had to ramp up a whole second team. So what we did is we have one PlayStation 3 team that really focuses on that, and they're experts on how to get the most out of that system. Then we had another team that focused on Xbox 360. So really it was just getting more people on the team than we had initially thought we would need.
Was it more challenging to do like PS3 than 360? Or you're the one who's in there managing that. And not to sort of bait the console wars, but that's something I think a lot of people wonder about.
It's so easy to bait the console wars.
I know, well, that's why we're here, right? Bait them for us.
I think you're always going to have to do some extra work to take advantage of the systems unless they're the exact same, And I think with PC and Xbox 360, you have a lot more similarities. And PS3 is really, with its cell architecture and stuff, it's a whole different thing. So we really had to make sure we had enough people who are specialized in that to get the great results out of it.
And you fit it all on a DVD, even though Patrice was out there saying there would be no way to do it, right?
I don't know where that quote came from, honestly.
Well, was there something about it was wouldn't fit on a DVD, and PS3 there's memory issues, or I forget what it was or something.
Yeah, I think, Patrice's first language isn't English, and I think maybe...
Throwing him under the bus there, I guess. But I think that's why people started to worry it wasn't going to come out this year.
Yeah, exactly, and it was near the end, and I don't know if the tenses were right in there or something.
But you managed to pull it off, for 2 systems and be able to do that. When you think about, building a game this ambitious, were there moments where you just sort of said, there's just no way we're going to be able to finish this because it's just so expansive, and it's just, with 150 people, as a producer, do you start to lose your mind at some point?
You have to really work hard to maintain perspective. I think it's really easy to get hyped up in details. There's always some little thing that you need to focus on, or it's like, okay, this is going to be the next big thing that we need to de-risk, and there's always something that you have to pay attention to. But I mean, I always was able to take a step back again, and there's a lot of other great people on the team. You know, I'm the producer, but we have an incredibly experienced, talented team, so there's a lot of great support.
Right.